today we are going to focus on a stamp from the Mixed Media Florals Suite collection. This is a beautiful collection with a great designer series paper. I chose not to use it today because I wanted to use some yellow with my daisies. So let's get going because I don't know how long this is going to take me. I practiced, but it's still like, oh, I'm just not sure exactly. I'm going to bring you way down into my workspace, first of all, because we're going to be doing some marker work with our Stampin' Write markers. I have a lot to share and show you in regards to those markers. The first thing I'm going to do is punch out a 2 3/8 inch circle punch out of watercolor paper. So watercolor paper is so amazing for lots of different techniques. And of course, watercoloring is the main one. So what I'm going to do is stamp, and I should have maybe stamped it first, but I'm going to take my stamp and stamp it in basic beige ink. And I didn't really need to do the whole thing, but I did. So there's that. And then I also need a scrap paper here. I don't want to get all that ink on my beautiful table. No, I was realizing the other day I really need to replace that background I have on here because it's really getting not so nice. All right, so now that it's taken me so long to get, I don't know how far to bring you down. It's so hard to know. All right, so now that I've talked so much, I decided to re-ink. Okay, so we're going to stamp this now on our 2 3/8 inch circle. And I'll bring you up a little bit so you can see. Now, it's really, really light. You see that? And that's on purpose. Totally fine. And I am going to work with this mat under me because watercoloring is just messy. It's just the way it is. We're going to start by coloring the main flower. And I have thought about how I want it to look. So I'm going to start with my Daffodil Delight Stampin' Write marker. Let's talk a bit about these markers. A lot of you have had these markers for a long time. And they've done well for you, haven't they? We love our Stampin' Write markers. Got to have them in all the colors. But did you know that 2 years ago, year and a half ago, they were reconfigured? So let me bring in a new one here. So this is our old Daffodil Delight. And now I'm bringing in the Lemon Lolly. The first thing you will notice is that the barrel of the marker on the Lemon Lolly is quite a bit longer, which means to me, there's more ink in the barrel, less cover space, and that is perfectly awesome. Then we'll go to, you see the fat end and the skinny end. No technical terminology here today, folks. Go somewhere else if you're looking for technical terminology. But don't go anywhere else. No, we love having you here. This is the tip that is supposed to be for writing, and it never works, at least for me anymore. These are old. I don't know if you have the same problem. I barely got any color out of there. Well, guess what? The new Stampin' Write markers, so here's the fat end and the skinny end. Look at that tip. It's going to work, hi, every time. And of course, we want to store them flat so that ink doesn't go to one end or the other. So we're going to start with our Daffodil Delight marker. And because I don't have the new style in Daffodil Delight, I wish I could sign up again. It'd be great to be able to take advantage of this amazing deal. 2 free packs. Wow. All right. So we're going to go in. I'm going to actually go back to my original plan, and I'm going to do some outlining of the flower. I decided to make the flower yellow. I wasn't going to, and then I'm like, yeah, I want to. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. I was going to leave it white, and then I'm like, no, I really want it yellow. All right, and then I'm going to color in here. Now, so far, you're like, oh my gosh, that looks terrible. What are you going to do next? Well, we're going to do some watercoloring. So I've got this part started here, and then we're going to bring in a clear black. And what other color do I have here? Is that crushed curry? Ooh, that might come in handy. I'm going to color with my Lemon Lolly Stampin' Write marker right on one of my clear blocks. And then I am going to do something crazy and grab my Skinny Water Painter. And I'm just going to start adding water to this. And what it's going to start doing is blending that color so that it's not like such a stark line, and then it's going to move the color, which I also think is awesome. So what happens when you're using the basic beige is suddenly we have what they call a no-line watercoloring, where the color that you're adding is going to follow the lines of the color that I stamped it in. So no line watercoloring means you stamp in a light color, use that as your way to know where the lines go, and then add the lines. So you can see here that we are adding color simply by spreading that water-based marker. Now, do not try this with the Stampin' Blends. It's not going to work the same because these are more permanent. They're for blending color together, but they're not watercolor. So they're not going to move water or use water to help in your process. So now what I'm going to do is grab some Lemon Lolly, and I'm just going to squeeze this. I want quite a bit of water coming through. I'm going to grab the Lemon Lolly, and now we're going to start really working on defining the lines and blending that color some more. So we can do watercoloring simply by using our Stampin' Write markers directly onto our watercolor paper, and also to blend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little Daffodil Delight here to help with just defining those lines a little bit more, because remember, we're doing the no line watercoloring. So we'll just blend the color in a little bit. And what do you think? Oh, this. I see what you're saying. Is that better? Hopefully it's better. But no, I think, see, I've only used markers and water. That's it. And it's just, I'm just working on blending that color. All right, so over here on this side, I'm not all the way to the line. So I'm just going to grab my marker again and get the line. I'm going to grab some black paper, and maybe this will help spotlight it a little bit better. Is that better, Sharon? Hopefully. All right, so we've got our lines defined pretty well, I think, on the flower. And we've got that blended so that it's not necessarily marker lines that you're seeing. Isn't it fun? Oh, I could do this all day. Do you like to color? It is fun, yeah. All right, super fun. Okay, then we're going to grab a couple other colors here. We're going to grab our crumb cake. And this is awfully dark, but I'm going to use Early Espresso, and I'm just going to add the line, and then I'm going to add some of the dots that are in the flower. And I'll bring you down just a little bit more. Hopefully we'll get you We'll get you seeing what you need to see here. My lighting, I have a one of those round lights. I haven't hooked it up or used it yet. And that's maybe what I need to figure out soon. And then we're going to grab that crumb cake marker ink right off of the clear block. And then we'll do some blending. But you can see how that early espresso helped to define some things there a little bit. What do you think? Oh, it makes me happy, you guys. Okay. Now, did you see what I did when I cut out the image in a circle? That means I didn't have to do color the whole image. So, you know, for here, it worked better if I simply, good, Sharon. If I simply, oh gosh, spit it out, Amy. I don't even know. I'm trying to do too many things at once. But I love the watercoloring, and I love no line watercoloring, and I think it's so pretty. And I'm using now the Shy Shamrock for the green. And I'm going to just outline in the Shy Shamrock. And now for this, I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. And this is great. It is so great with our fine tip on the water painter. It works so well. So now I'm going in with Granny Apple Green to blend that marker that I laid down, and just keep adding water because it'll keep blending. One of the other ways that I practiced, and I'm going to show you in just a little bit, this is an intensive teaching session today, so stick with me. The project is really pretty at the end too. When you're watercoloring, it's okay when the shading kind of goes out of the line like that, especially when it's no line watercoloring. I just think it is, gosh, it is so pretty, and it doesn't have to be precise. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my Granny Apple Green and give these stems some color over here as well. So we're getting, see how the no line watercoloring, it's kind of a false way to describe it, because there are lines, but you're kind of covering them up so that when you're all done, it looks like there weren't any lines to begin with. Watercolor paper. Yep. Watercolor paper. If you try to use basic white, it's not going to work as well. So watercolor paper is your best option for this. Years ago, I would have probably used shimmery white cardstock. So if you've still got that around, you know, that could be an option for you too, because shimmery white took the water really well. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I'm so glad we did this today. It makes me happy. Okay, next, I'm going to come back with pumpkin pie. See how, gosh, I really wish I had all the new markers. These old ones have that tip that you just, Becky said the other day, it's like winning the lottery if it actually works. But with my, oh, what was that color called? The green. Shy Shamrock. Gosh, I'm losing it, girls. With the Shy Shamrock, it was so much easier because I knew that the marker was going to work. Hey, the skinny tip. I just won the lottery. Just won the lottery. And I'm going to add my outline here. This is pumpkin pie. So I wanted a pop of a different color, but in the same family. And if you go to the annual catalog, you'll see those colors that coordinate and what that would be called. We'll have to study color theory one day. All right, so I've got, or not, if you don't want to. So now I've got my my pumpkin pie outlines, and now I'm going to start spreading that color. Oh, I didn't do the and do the dot on everyone. That'll help get that color to pop. All right, so markers have so many possibilities, the Stampin' Write markers, that it's hard to close the door on them, but they sit, until you're like, oh yeah, markers. They sit on your shelf, at least for me, because there are all these fancy and sexy new products, that you want to get out and use. And then those markers just sit there going, I'm still here. Okay, so then, so cute, isn't that? So now I'm going to bring in a little peach pie. Peach pie. And we're just going to color a smidge on here for those little flowers. It's good to use a couple colors that coordinate nicely together, because then you can really blend the colors. We have the Stampin' Blends. It makes it so easy, but it doesn't give it a watercolor look. This is more of that watercolor look. I need more. I think it's so pretty. So let's talk about the join promotion again. For all those who decide they're going to join and then you get your markers, if you join on my team, we'll do a little marker technique class so that you can figure out how different ways that you're going to use them. I'll show a few here too, but we'll put it together in a class with my team. We can create together using some watercolor. But look, so pretty. And all I used, you saw it here, you saw it, were my markers and my water painters. Okay, let me just bring in, I was gonna show you my sample piece, but I think I already covered it. Let's see, where is that one that I cut the circle out of? Here. All right, so this is the marker this is the water painter that isn't working. So I'm going to use a little bit of water. And I just put it in here because my water painter isn't working, and this is what I had handy. Now, one of the things you can do, oops, let me do this first. We're gonna do just our outline here. Let me put this away so I don't make a mess of it. And then what you can do is take your large water painter and go over the top. Okay, what that's gonna do is immediately soften the surface to get ready for your markers. So let's say now I'm gonna come in with my early espresso and watch, it's already softer. And then you can come with your crumb cake and you can blend that right in there. So if you're working with it wet already, it just maybe speeds up the process a little bit. I like to have a little more control, which is why I liked how I did it for the project. But you can see how, oh, wrong color. You can see how it softens it automatically. Oh my gosh, this is like, I could do this all day. All day. I am so in love with, and I don't know what made me go, I'm going to try that today, but I really just wanted to. So you can see how adding water first really, really softens it. And it's very pretty also. Okay, let's put the card together. We've had a lot to talk about today. So this join promotion goes through February 28th. And of course, if you decide, if you don't already have a demonstrator that you are going to connect with, if you decide to join the Not So Average Stampers, we are here to welcome you with open arms, very excitedly. We'd love to have you as part of the team. All right, here are our pieces now. I have to show you a card, and I buried that already too. Doggone it, that was fast. How did I do that? Oh, my catalogs and my this and my that. Well, I got a card from a team member, Drats, and it was a short front card is what I call it, because it has like an inch. Okay, you like that too? Yeah, it is easy peasy. Short front card, so an inch is cut off of the side. We're gonna add, is this all I have? Great. We're gonna have gluey mess. 3/4 by 5 1/4 basic white. And then 1/2 by 5 of the DSP. This is that DSP I showed you at the beginning from the new mini catalog. So I'm crossing my sweet collections here. I'm using a sweet collection from the new online exclusives, and then I'm mixing it with the new mini catalog. And then we're going to add a piece on the inside, which I would of course probably want to stamp. Should have probably done that first, because so we're going to add this. What I'm doing here, you'll see a little bit bigger of a border over there, so that when we close it, we're sure to have that on the inside. I feel like I'm crooked somewhere, but I'm using liquid glue, so what's done is done. Then we're going to add our DSP. This is, I want to say 2 3/4 by 5 onto 3 by 5 1/4 of basic white. All right, so I am not liquid gluing very well today. Heavy sighs. I posted a card last night on my blog, shared that today here on Facebook, but I will be blogging pretty much every day for the next few days. So you'll be able to come and see some of the projects that I'm working on here with you mostly. And then you can ask any questions you need, but a lot of them will have video tutorials attached, and so you can check it out at amyrich.net. If you're so inclined, you can subscribe there as well. Okay, so I've got all of my pieces, and then we're just going to add it to, this is from the Spotlight on Nature, and I chose to use this one with the little square and rectangle openings, or circle and rectangle openings around the edges. And then when I add this here, I'm only going to want it on half. So I want to be a little bit careful where my glue goes. But are you obsessed like I am with how amazing this watercoloring turned out? I was really afraid I was going to totally botch it. I practiced before I got on, but I really thought it was going to go awry. Thankfully, we made it. Yay. All right, so we'll add just some leftover Stampin' Dimensionals over here on the side. If you live in the area, I'm having a retreat at my church this weekend. Let me know if you're interested. I'll send you the details. I am going to be, look at how cute that is. I am going to be packing goodie bags tonight and tomorrow, so make sure to contact me ASAP, or you're not going to get a goodie bag. If you've clicked going on the Facebook event, please make sure to go and officially register. And hi, Charisse. And so we've done our watercoloring, we've put our card together, but it needs accessories. So here's our new woven ribbon. This is basic white, and I'm just going to do a bow with this. It's a nice linen-y, it's a good weight. It's not like a seam binding that's really thin, and it's not super thick. So I think I'm going to have fun. This is I think you just saw me open it. This is the first time I've actually played with it, and I like it. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna add that right here with a mini glue dot that, by the grace of God, is sitting right here on my table. And it's okay, Marcia. You'll want to go check out the watercoloring technique that I did here using Stampin' Write markers and water pens, but you can come anytime to watch, so no worries. All right, so here we've got our little bow, and then the last thing I'll probably add are some of the party dots. I think there are some yellow ones in there. I'll find some great accessory before posting it on my blog. But so much fun. Consider the amazing marker join promotion right now. It is such a good one, and Stampin' Up! Is better than it's ever been in regards to the products and the amazing things that they have for us.